we need to add one execute method right here. So we'll go to here and we'll say here public string execute, right? And then here I will say return rate. What is rate here? I need to make here return, right? So I'll say string rate equal to success. Okay, fine. I will use that one. Now before getting here, we have to do what? I just make one static block here where I will do some setting, that properties dot put what? I'll give a string here, SMTP, simple mail transfer protocol. I'll just say here mail dot smtp dot host, which host you are doing. So I'll use the Gmail here, smtp.gmail.com. Okay, now I'll just copy the same stuff 5 times. Okay, so it has been added now, right? So this is my 5 SMTP. So what is the SMTP host here? We have host is my smtp dot gmail.com. Okay, now next is the smtp dot socket factory dot port, socket factory dot port. So this is the 465. Now next is the socket factory dot class, socket factory dot class. What is the class we have? So java x dot net dot ssl dot ssl socket factory, socket, correct, no, socket factory, right? Done. And then we have to say authentication true. Okay, and then we'll say smtp dot port. So port is my 465. Okay, so socket factory dot port is 465, socket factory dot class is java x net ssl socket factory, right? Correct. We'll see if some error comes. Okay, so we have set the properties now. Okay, now if you are working with email, you need some of the jar file again here. Okay, so I'll just get some of the jar file here. See, we have already added this struts jar file. We need this some of the jar file like activation, mail API, not this one, pop3 and smtp. Okay, so we'll add this 5 jar file here. Just I copy and then I go to here and I say in my library. Okay, we have this much jar file which is required for the struts, but if you're doing for email concept, you have to use java mail API. So I just took the jar file from there and I'll say here paste. So you can see clearly here some of the jar file has been added like activation.jar, mail API, pop3 and smtp, right? I took a standard also, so just keep it this one. Okay, Now we are just lagging for some few codes only, and we'll say here that session, we'll obtain the session here. So you can see session I'm getting from session aware. It is not like java x mail dot session. So I have to do what here? Let us say I need to import here, import java x dot. Okay, so it is having java x dot mail dot, and then I can say session, right? Session. Okay, you need some of the other classes like session, and then I can say here masses. Okay, then I can say transport. Okay, we have taken this. Then I need password authentication, password authentication. Okay, and then I need mail dot internet dot internet dot internet address. Okay, and again I say dot internet dot what, my masses, my masses. Okay, any mistake here? Yes, I've just imported some of the java API here, that session masses transport password authentication, right? Internet address and MIME address. Okay, so let us try to use now this here. So I'll say session equal to session dot get default instance, get default instance, and here we'll pass the properties object which we have set. So properties object, comma, I can say new java x dot mail dot authenticator. I need to pass the one object of this here. So what I am doing here, I am going to write anonymous class for this. You can see in the full screen now. So I'm just going to write here anonymous class here. Okay, now here I need to override that method. Okay, what method? Look it now. I'll just say here protected password authentication. Okay, and then I'll say here get password authentication. I need to override this method, get password authentication. Okay, it should be mail dot authenticator. Okay, authenticator, right? So properties I have passed here. I made a static properties, so I am using here, right? What it is saying here, properties, oh, spelling mistake, correct now. Okay, So get password authentication, it has a return type. So I'll say here return new password authentication, password authentication, authentication. Okay, and here this guy will authenticate and return it. So what password, from and password. So it will take your username and password, and first of all authorized, whether you are authorized user for that Gmail or not, right? So authentication has been done now, and I got the session. With the help of this session, we will do further process now. Now I will say here message, the message object equal to new my message. Okay, and then I'll pass here session, so I can send the message with any MIME type, and then message dot set from, right, set from. Here I'll say new internet address, internet address, and I'll pass it here from. Okay, so we have done the set from. Why I'm getting the error here? Okay, we'll try next now. Message dot set recipient. Okay, where you want to send now. So set recipients, and I can pass here message dot recipient type dot to. Okay, so to or CC or BCC, add what you want to send now, and then give a comma, and then say here internet address dot parse what to address. The two I'll get from the top, right? Internet address dot parse to. Done. And then I'll say here message dot set subject. Set subject, what subject? I have a subject on the top declared. Again message dot set body, right? Set text, I can say. What is the text? I have body, so body is having the message, right? And then finally I'll say here transport dot send what message, right? It will go the message to the corresponding recipient, whatever we have set. And then we are saying we are getting some of the error, I think, because of the try catch or some exception handling. So just say try, and in the transport say here catch. Okay, see the error is gone. Now catch will catch the exception here, E. Okay, and here I'll set here rate equal to error if error comes, and then E dot print a stack trace also if some error happens, right? Now you can save this, whole code has been saved now. And then if finally if no errors, so finally success will return to the page. Okay, so we are done with all configuration now. Okay, so you can see here we have just set first we have done authentication and we have passed the from name and password, and now here we are just saying where you want to send to recipient name, what is the subject, what is the body, and that message will go to the particular recipient. Okay, so that's all about our poso class or action class. So now it is time to deploy this application on the server here. Okay, so just right click here and say run as run on server. So try next, finish it. So it has been started now, and just say from, you have to give your own username password. So let us say I say here that my username, so I have a one account, let us say, or yeah, so let us say techwake.in@gmail.com. So this is my account and I have a password, let us say this is my password. So I'm using my username password. I want to send message to someone. So where I want to send here, let us say this is my email address, say anuj at Isaac, or I just keep my personal email ID here. So okay, I want to send to this guy, and subject say hello, uh, hi Anuj, this is tech Ben from Isaac. Okay, now just say here submit. You should have a internet connection. So it is saying your email to Anuj at gmail dot has been sent successfully. Once if you go and check this account, okay, you will get the email details. Okay, so okay guys, you can see the mail which has been sent from that application, and we are getting the message here, right? So this was my message and this is the subject, and this guy was sending to this address, right? So that's all. No, whether email has come or not. Okay, so that's all about struts with email.